Yeah, it's definitely time to get this thing started. And if I can actually get a pocket mine game running on my PC, I could actually just log on, and that way, and it'd be real quick. It's a long story, but I can sometimes get it running on my tablet. I think my tablet's getting old enough now it's no longer supported, but I can sometimes get it running on my tablet, and it could be the memory issues on my tablet, but it's not getting upgraded anytime soon. I had it working on the tablet, and somebody that's on this home network, they were constantly doing stuff that was putting the network at risk. I was finding software installed on my PC that I never installed, and like other oddities. Like he kept complaining that his phone wasn't working. Then when I finally put a different Wi-Fi on the server, he kept complaining that his phone wasn't working. He couldn't do nothing on it. Well, then when I looked, his phone had maxed out the upload. That's why it was causing problems on the network. But his phone was working. His phone was working its ass off. It just wasn't doing it for anything that anybody in this house was doing. And so I put him in kind of the net nanny mode on the new Wi-Fi. That's one of the reasons why it was laying around. It wasn't being used, and that's one of the reasons why I switched to it, because and it did. As soon as he was put in there, it started, it stopped acting up, because he kept acting like the thing needed to be rebooted like every day, sometimes twice a day. He'd be like, hey, you need to reboot the Wi-Fi. I go, no, I'm not rebooting the Wi-Fi every other day. I'm not doing it every day. I'm not doing it every other day. I'm not going to do it twice a week, once a week. Not because you're having problems. Everything else on the network is working. And, and just in case you're playing this and you're having problems, I have switched the hardware acceleration off in the Google browser, and it does seem like it's working faster. I did a little investigating on the web, and because I'm just like, man, this, I'm streaming a game, and I was playing, I was running the Xbox Companion, and I was having less problems with those than I was with this. I'm like, there's just something wrong. And then I might toggle it back, because they said toggle it on and off, but it does seem like it's responding faster, without a doubt. The only problem I'm having now is I got to find that sweet spot. Yeah, because I can't click on this and get it to go down. I got to find that sweet spot on this tiny little button that'll allow me to drag the, but it does seem to be working a little better. Next time I play, I'll turn it back on and see if it's better. But right now, hardware acceleration is off on this thing. Yeah, he would, he would. He'd be wanting to. And, the thing is, if I wouldn't, it was the modem itself was rebooting itself like every couple days. There was clearly a problem here. Okay, this is a pain in the ass. I'm going to make this a quick game. I'm going to do a couple attacks, and then I'll do my PvP. And I got to be honest, I'm going to mispronounce the name because I'm an ignorant, fat American, and I'm not cultured worth a shit. But I think it's if I get this right, I'm really actually impressed, and I don't expect anybody else to be, but I am. It's kind of like a personal moral victory. But it's his name is actually I should go by his I'm gonna go by his YouTube channel. There's a YouTuber who puts this out, and okay, the name that he gave me, it's Deepesh. He's from India, and he has a YouTube channel. That's got to be it, because that's the name that it shows up in there. But he's been commenting on my videos, being really extremely nice, and then he asked if I wanted to be game friends, and I said, yeah, absolutely. But I told him, I go, the problem is, I go, this is on my personal Facebook account, not my gaming one, and I'm not creating a gaming one for this, because honest to God, I'm not starting over. I like where I'm at now. But I mean, I suppose that there was a ton of interest, and I knew people, like, if I could stream this and I knew people would be watching it, I might start one over. But for right now, this is really pissing me off, because I'm trying to. Here we go. This is what we wanted to see. So I had it where I had the tablet, the Xbox, and this PC on the Wi-Fi, or on the modem itself. To get back to that story, and then that way, when I had it running on my tablet, I could just, hit it as a LAN game. I didn't have to make it public or anything like that. That'd be the other option. I really don't want to do that. But I just hit it. It would show up in my Xbox as a Minecraft LAN game. And then once I was on there, there are commands in PocketMine that allow you to transfer a server. You can just type in transfer server, and then you type in the address of the online Minecraft game you want to go to, and it works. And it's real quick. And unless the software needs to be updated, there are literally no problems. Well, the other way you can do it is there's kind of a DNS trick. You go in and set your Xboxes. It works on the PlayStation and I believe the Switch too, but you go in and set your primary DNS to point to the PugMat server, and then you put your backup DNS to a real working DNS server. And then what happens is when you go into Minecraft and you try to go to one of their 6 built-in servers, there is a chance that it will actually use the primary DNS, go to the PugMat server, and it gives you a menu of its own. You can put in, I've only got like 3 in there right now, but it's like you can put in whatever external server you would like to go to, and it will take you there. It'll take you to that server, and it works. And then and occasionally it hangs up, but it's free. It more or less works. Well, the problem is it can take anywhere between 5 and 20, 25 minutes to work. So that's why I'm kind of doing it as I play here. It's going to take a while to get on. But we are running Foxy No Tails vanilla tweaks on it. So we got the one-player sleep, we got the mob heads, we got the mini blocks. It's actually a pretty good deal. And because what happened was I think somebody came up and put themselves on the modem's Wi-Fi to get around the because I noticed somebody wasn't on the Wi-Fi anymore, and we started having, again, as soon as he got out of the net nanny, we started having the network problems again. Like I'd be watching. This is the weird thing about it. I'd be watching like TV. I can get free stuff on Roku. It's the TV that I have access to, And when I found out it had Roku built, it must have been on sale when somebody bought it, but it has Roku built into it. So I can watch YouTube, the Roku channel, a few other free stuff on there, Crackles on there. And, but I noticed that problem happening again where, like, on my end, what it would do is I'd be watching a movie. It would be streaming. Everything would be working great, but it would start telling me that I wasn't connected to the internet. That's the peculiar. Yeah, I'm sitting there like, this is as I'm watching the movie, but it would start telling me that I wasn't connected to the internet. Ask me if I want to set up my internet settings, which I would generally say no, I really don't. And so that's when I'm like, okay, that little shit came up when I wasn't, awake or whatever, and either hit the button to train it, or he used the password to set his up. And so since then, I have just disabled Wi-Fi on the modem. So you have to physically be here and get plugged into it. Well, then I noticed that the problem stopped again, because this is the problem this guy's got. And I'm not trying to be mean, but there's an older family member that's been nice enough to take both of us in. I'm pretty sure he's faking a disability so he can collect disability payments. No, that might be it. And I've actually got real health problems. I'm pretty sure I was drugged, dosed with something for being a whistleblower where I worked. And I got real problems. His biggest problem is he's addicted to opioids, as far as I can tell. And he just doesn't want to work. He's always been a lazy fucking idiot his whole life. And it hasn't been me, because I think they know I'm not taking them in. When this whole thing started, my oldest brother, he's not useless, but he's just about as fucked up as this guy. They both vote for, the fascist party in the United States for different reasons. And the worst part of it is with my brother is the people he votes for would be, even if he wasn't faking it, even if he really had disability problems, they would be absolutely happy to watch him starve on the street. And they tell him to go pray to Jesus, for food or whatever. And he votes for these people. That's the worst part of it. He's the one that's basically, poor me, give me government money. And, he votes for the people, even if his disabilities were 100% real, which my opinion is they are not. He votes for these shitbags. He just absolutely votes for them. Okay, I'm gonna make this short. I'm just gonna go do my PvP and end this, because they're all up at the top anyways. But yeah, it is working better, but the problem I got is trying to do this on everything's definitely working better, but it's still having a problem because I don't think there's any keyboards. I'll have to look and see if there's any keyboards for this. Keyboard controls, because the mouse, I'm just not getting it to work. But yeah, there's just no way to be nice about it. But yeah, he votes for these guys, and he doesn't want to listen. But there's been members of the family that have already said they hope the person that's taking us in dies first, because they don't want to take him in. They're not going to take him in. And his wife, she dropped him off like he was hot garbage. I mean, she really did. And I was a little pissed off at her for that at first. But now that he's been here, he was here like a couple years before I had here, but after he'd been here for about 6-7 months, because we were told he was being dropped off to help out, and then the person that took him in's like, well, I want my couch back. He can go home. I don't need him here. Well, him and his wife were playing fucking stupid. He's still married to the fucking worthless shitbag. When it got to be where I was threatening to do it, but I was only home like every 4 to 6 weeks, and but I basically said, look, you can either come and collect him, or I'll just, sometime when I come home, I'll just drop him off. And I meant drop him off. I'd just be I'd get near the place. Hey, get out. There's your fucking house. Take your shit. And she kept playing fucking stupid, because neither one of them, she probably expected him to do it, but neither one of them wanted to tell us that they were separated. They weren't living together. I mean, we were being lied to by both of them, saying, oh yeah, well they just dropped him off to help out for a little bit, and then he was probably supposed to break it to him. Well, apparently my 2 nieces dumped him off. Well, that's when they found out she had somebody there. She's already moved on. Well, this is the worst part about it. It's he tells you these stories, and he doesn't get it. This is how fucking stupid he is, and I can't blame this on whatever's going on with him. He's always been like this. He's always someone that thinks of the day, doesn't think of the future, doesn't look at the consequences of your actions, that kind of shit. Like me, I'm not like that. Like I realize that we've got a family member that's taken us in, and as soon as that family member dies, I'm probably dead. I am doing my level best to do the streaming and see if I can get this to work. I have no expectations that this is going to work. I really don't. My health doesn't seem to be getting any better. I mean, even if I could actually hold the people that did this to me accountable at General Motors and the UAW, I still don't think there's anything they can do to my health to make it normal. I think this is basically my main motivation for doing what I'm doing is I can at least get them to stop so this doesn't happen to somebody else, because I'm pretty sure by the time my health was bad at GM, I'm pretty sure it was starting up again. The shit that I had at least impacted a little bit. That's why they were after me. But I can only do what I can do. There's only so much you can do. Oh, this is a brand new. This is a brand new week, apparently. And yeah, so he that's when we found out, when my 2 nieces took him home, and it's like, well, she was already shacked up with somebody else. And see, I think this is where he got the idea. She had like a brain tumor. They had to operate on it, and she's actually on disability. It's completely understandable. Well, then suddenly he had a disability. Oh, I've got a brain tumor. And, nobody's in there with him when he's talking to the doctor, so we have no idea. He's probably lying about that like he lies about everything else. Because to me, if he had something physically wrong with him that, the doctor could identify, like she did, like a physical brain tumor, but he can't, apparently they haven't been able to operate on it, but it would be something like that. Well, with me, I've got no proof other than my health, and I talked to some lawyers about it, and they're like, this is, I'm not making this up, this is the part that's so insulting about it. It sounded like with the health problems I have, if I had kids, or if I was not white, or if I was a drug addict or an alcoholic, that I'd be able to get, disability. Sounds like that would be an easy thing to do if I had that. And but because I'm not a junkie or an addict or a bunch of kids that I can't afford to feed, there's nothing they were willing to do for me. So it's like I'm kind of screwed. Even, I mean, they're like, oh yeah, just go. They didn't require any medical tests or anything like that. It's like when they found out I thought I had been drugged. They were, well, how long ago was this? So I think if it would have been quick enough, but I told them, I go, I've been out of work for over 6 months, and they're like, whatever they did to you probably is. I mean, it's not like they didn't believe me, but they're just like, yeah, there wouldn't be any proof left in your blood work. And so, but there's just nothing they could do for me. So I'm kind of screwed on that. And there's nobody decent there's no job that they would pay you for that, when, oh my God, if you're sitting up for too long, you may fall asleep. You might get lightheaded. You can't move around. Even playing video games, I get lightheaded sometimes. Sometimes I get lightheaded right away. Sometimes I get lightheaded after a little bit. So, I mean, there isn't even, I don't think there's really any work, because I have trouble sometimes making my stream commitments on this. Like Saturday night, I ended up canceling. That might have been because of the flu, the vaccine I got for the pandemic. But I ended up canceling my Saturday stream for this. And because I was sleeping off and all day. I slept all day today. I woke up, fed the cats, went back to sleep. I vaguely remember having to get up and take a piss. And then I fell back asleep. And it's like 80 degrees in my room. I should be sweating my ass off, but I've been cold all day, all weekend. It was normal temperature. I'm wrapped up in a blanket. And so I don't know. It just do what you can. I hope you guys keep watching this. I'll try and make, like I said, I'm just not feeling great today. I wasn't feeling good yesterday. And I am going to try and work on this. Like I said, what I might do is after I cancel the stream, I might go ahead and flip on those the hardware acceleration and see if it works any better. But this is definitely an improvement. I can leave it like this if I have to. But shout out to Deepesh. Thank you very much for helping out. I hope I found the right one. There were 6 or 7 people with his exact name on Facebook that were all from India. The first one I found that had like a pretty big Mutant Genetic Gladiator thing in their Facebook page, I sent a friend request with a message on it. So hopefully within a couple days I'll have another tag I can fire off. And another tag I can fire off and get some help in this game. But man, that really made me feel good, the fact that I was getting picked up by somebody in India, and he was an incredibly nice guy, and he wants to help me out with this. That was actually a really good feeling. But everybody, peace out, and you have a great day.